You may sit down. Thank you. Hello, everybody. The first item on the agenda is to elect a mayor until the appointment of a successor at the annual meeting of the council in 2026. Before I ask for nominations, I would like to say a few words about my year. Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, family, friends and supporters, it has truly been an incredible year, one I will forever cherish. Reflecting on the over 140 events I have had privilege to attend, I'm filled with gratitude and pride from start to finish. Every moment was an opportunity to connect with our community and celebrate our shared history and embrace the joy that comes with being a part of something greater than ourselves. A few events stand out as highlights, which I'd like to mention. The first one was my visit to Neu-Isenburg last year to visit the mayor of the town, and also the Hemel Hempstead band, brass band, joined us, and we had a wonderful time and we was made very welcome. Also, RAF Holton, with its spectacular Red Arrows fly past and parade, will forever remain etched in my memory as a powerful demonstration of the dedication and courage that defines our country. The VE Day flag flying and wreath laying ceremony at St John's Church, were deeply moving as we paid our respects to those who fought for our freedom. The VE Day concert at Horse Guards Parade was another event full of history and pride, and it was a very unforgettable experience. A special moment for me was the Buckingham Palace garden party, such as an honour to be in the presence of so many distinguished guests and to witness the majesty of our royal family up close. The King's Trust Award for the Decorum Community Trust was another memorable highlight. It was a well-deserved recognition for the exceptional work that they do in our community. Throughout the year, I've had the privilege of hosting a number of mayoral events that brought our community together. The afternoon tea at Liberty Tea Rooms was a sellout, and we had a wonderful time, as it was to enjoy such a lovely tradition with so many of you. My civic service, which was at St Albans Church in Warner's End, was very special and such a beautiful place for such a significant event. The quiz night, which was a great success, thanks to the Boxmoor Playhouse and my fellow councillors, who demonstrated the power of teamwork and our shared commitment for fun and fundraising. And last, but certainly not least, my garden party last Sunday, which was a perfect end to an amazing year. The weather was beautiful and the turnout was fantastic, and the spirit and joy and togetherness was palpable. I want to thank everyone who helped to make that day a success. Speaking of support, I cannot go on without thanking those who have stood by me throughout this incredible journey. To my wonderful drivers, Richard and Jeff, thank you for your dedication and unwavering assistance. To my secretaries, Jenny and Marie, your professionalism, organisation and support has been invaluable. To Susie Donaldson, thank you for your help in organising so many of these events. Your efforts were truly made a difference. I also want to express my deepest gratitude to Cassie and Layla for their guidance and support. You've been a constant source of wisdom and strength. I must also extend my thanks to the Decorum Community Choir, whose unwavering support for my charity has been instrumental in our success. And your performances have brought so much joy to so many, and for that, I'm incredibly grateful. Of course, none of this would have been possible without the support of my fellow councillors. Together, we've worked tirelessly to represent our community, and I'm so thankful for their collaboration and hard work. I'm equally thankful for my family, who have been there for every step of the way. Your love and encouragement has meant the world to me. Finally, I would like to acknowledge the sponsors who have made so many of these events possible. To Tesco for generously providing raffle prizes and muffins for the garden party, and to the XC, Cardo, Bugler and Sunnyside for the support and sponsorship of the event. Your contributions made a real difference, and I'm deeply appreciated for all that you've done. As I reflect on the past year, I feel a deep sense of pride and gratitude. It's been an honour to serve as Mayor, and I look forward to continuing to work alongside all of you to build a brighter, stronger future for our community. Thank you, everyone, once again, who has played a part in making this year so special. I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, returning to the appointment of my successor, may I have your nominations for Mayor, please?
I'd like to nominate Councillor Catherine McAravey.
Do I have a seconder?
I second the nomination of Cathy McAravey.
Thank you. Councillor Catherine McAravey has been proposed and seconded. Are there any other nominations, please? No? No, there are no other nominations. Is it agreed that Catherine McAravey be Mayor? Thank you.
Excuse me, Madam Mayor. Is it possible to say a few words?
Oh, yes, it doesn't say. But yes, would you like to give some words?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So in nominating Cathy McAravey, it's a great honour for somebody who is so committed to public life and service in this borough. Cathy moved to Dacorum at the age of 7. Her first foray into public life was to be the first young person in Dacorum to be appointed as a Millennium Volunteer. And that seems to have started a bit of a trend. Cathy, I'll sketch over her CV, but I think it's safe to say that we can assume that she's doing at least 3 things at once. She's volunteered for Rainbow, Brownies, Guides, Church, and many others, whilst pursuing a full-time career in health and safeguarding. She was a nurse at Hemel Hempstead Hospital in the intensive care unit for many years, and spent 9 years as a specialist community public health nurse. For 5 years, she's coordinated the domestic abuse service across Dacorum, and currently holds a strategic safeguarding role, and is a guest lecturer at the University of Hertfordshire. She has published a tool to identify childhood neglect. She is one of 3 nurses nationally who have been awarded the Queen Elizabeth the Queen Mother's Award from the Queen's Nursing Institute for outstanding service. She is a popular and engaged local representative in her community. She has been an exceptional chair of Health in Dacorum Committee, fostering collaboration across party, groups, and sectors. And last but not least, she has been a hard-working deputy for the current mayor. She is a force of nature, and I could not recommend her more for this role. And I'd like to welcome her consort, Chris, to the cause. Thank you very much.
Madam Mayor.
Would you like to speak, Catherine?
I would, yes, please. Thank you. I second Cathy. Let us take the opportunity to have, as the Mayor of Dacorum, no less than a Queen's nurse. As Mayor, on her days off, she will be in uniform. She is, in fact, an example to all of us for her integrity and her extent and range of career service to the public. It's not always that the nomination for Mayor of Dacorum Borough Council can be described as multi-sector award-winning. But listening to Councillor Allen just now, it's not really surprising that the health service and voluntary sector have repeatedly recognised Cathy McAravey. She is highly regarded by councillors across the three groups at Dacorum. Despite career promotion to a senior desk job, in COVID, she returned without hesitation to the front line, a brave response to the call of duty. Cathy reaches people in an extraordinary way, and I hope that she will do so even more as Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. I declare that Catherine McAreavey has been elected to the office of Mayor.
I, Councillor Catherine McAreavy, having been elected to the office of Mayor for the Borough of Dacorum, hereby declare that I take the said office upon myself and will duly and faithfully fulfil the duties it entails according to the best of my judgment and ability. I undertake to observe the code as to the conduct which is expected of members of the Borough of Dacorum. I would like to present this badge to the retiring Mayor as a token of this Council's regard. So good evening, councillors, honoured guests, friends and residents of Dacorum. It is with deep gratitude and a profound sense of responsibility that I accept the role of Mayor of this wonderful borough. As I take on this role, I do so with a firm commitment to inclusion and health. We are a diverse and vibrant community with voices from all walks of life. This office is not about an individual, it is about service. I will listen, I will learn, and I will lead with fairness and compassion. I'd like to say thank you to my family and friends for all the support. I'd like to say thank you to my employers who've been extremely flexible with me over me partaking in this role. Thank you to my consort, who's ever patient. A huge thank you to Heather Allen for many years ago encouraging me to become a volunteer when I was very young, and I think that started a journey that has led to where we are today, and many, many years of volunteering since. So thank you specifically to Heather for all that guidance when I was a young child. So thank you. It's an absolute privilege to be here. As has been mentioned by others, as a nurse, I am used to adhering to my code of professional practice with the highest of standards. It's a huge honour to be able to continue that in a different way, serving the public in a different way. My heart is in the community. I'm a community nurse for that reason, and I'm a counsellor because I care about the community and the people within it. So I just want to say thank you, and I will serve you all to the best of my ability. I now formally propose that the Council tender to Councillor Brenda Link their most cordial thanks for the admirable manner in which she has discharged the duties of the Office of Mayor of the Borough of Dacorum during the past year, and place on record their appreciation of the energy and sound judgment which distinguished her actions during that period. That the seal of the Council be affixed to a copy of this resolution, and that it be presented to her in recognition of her services as Mayor of the Borough of Dacorum. May I have a seconder of this motion?
Seconded.
Is the motion agreed?
Agreed.
Now to attend agenda item 2, to appoint a deputy mayor until the appointment of a successor at the annual meeting of the council in 2026. May I have your nominations, please?
I would like to nominate Councillor Garrick Stevens. May I speak now?
Yes, you may.
Garrick Stevens has become an institution in Berkhamsted. With name recognition most politicians would die for. But it has been built up over many years of hard work, which was often unrewarded. He first stood for election as a councillor in the 1970s, yet it would not be until 1993 that he was first elected to Berkhamsted Town Council. All the time trying to help people and improve the environment of our community. This was rewarded by repeatedly being elected to the Town Council, often the only Liberal Democrat to do so, and regularly topping the ballot. In this time, he's been recognised by the Town Council by being elected Mayor of Berkhamsted a total of 3 times. So for me, as a newcomer, it was with great pride that I was able to help him get elected to Decorum Council 6 years ago as my fellow ward councillor for Berkhamsted East. Since being elected, he has brought his considerable experience to Decorum Council, especially in the area of planning, including chairing the Development Management Committee, one of the most contentious areas of the council for the last 2 years. I am therefore nominating Garrick Stevens to be Deputy Mayor of Decorum for the next year, and I believe he'll be the ideal choice for the role.
Thank you. Do I have a seconder?
I would like to second the nomination for Councillor Garrick Stevens. Thank you.
Thank you. Would you like to say a few words?
I'll keep it short, but I think he really deserves to be the Deputy Mayor and the Mayor next year for his long service. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Garrick Stevens has been proposed and seconded. Are there any other nominations, please? There are no other nominations. Is it agreed that Councillor Garrick Stevens be Deputy Mayor?
Agreed.
I declare that Councillor Garrick Stevens has been elected to the office of Deputy Mayor.
I, Councillor Garrick Stevens, having been appointed to the office of Deputy Mayor for the Borough of Decorum, hereby declare that I take the said office upon myself and will duly and faithfully fulfil the duties it entails according to the best of my judgment and ability. I undertake to observe the code as to the conduct which is expected of members of the Borough of Decorum.
Now to agenda item 3. The minutes of the previous meeting will be considered at the next ordinary meeting taking place on Wednesday, 17th of July, 2025. To agenda item 4, can I please ask the group leaders for any apologies?
Yes, thank you and congratulations. I would like to give apologies for Councillor Robert Stewart and Councillor Brian Patterson.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Congratulations on your appointment. Apologies from Councillor Adeliki, Binder, Riddick and Walker.
Thank you.
No apologies. Congratulations, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Do I have any other apologies?
We have received apologies from Councillor Carol Weston.
Thank you. Agenda item 5. Do we have any declarations of interest? Okay. Under agenda item 6, I have an announcement. I am sad to announce the passing of former councillor John Whitman, who represented the Chaldon and Warners End ward from May 2007 to May 2019. Before we hold a silence to remember John, does anyone wish to share any reflections? Councillor Elliott.
Congratulations, Madam Mayor. Thank you. John Whitman was a councillor from 2007 to 2019. He was born in Bromley, which is south of the river. Not many of us get there because taxi drivers don't like doing that. John joined the army. He fought with distinction in the Malaysian crisis in the late 1950s. And the stories he was telling me about crawling through the jungle, trying to find communist guerrillas, etc. So he had I think he had a fairly good time out there as well in Singapore, but didn't tell me about that. He reached the rank of corporal. Now, it was always quite funny that Sir Mike Penning, who had been in the Grenadier Guards, never got above private. So it was always a bone of contention with Mike that John always outranked him, until Mike became Armed Forces Minister and had the honorary title of Lieutenant Colonel. So that was evidently shoved home to John quite a lot. When John left the army, he settled in Warner's End, married Shirley, and had quite a few children. I think he maybe lost count of them sometimes. But his main trade was the construction industry, and he was a great asset to us when we were in development management, and we used to wander around looking at various properties. And he once said to me, well, you'll never get a lorry down there, that's why I'm going to turn it down. So basically, there's no way they could actually build there. But basically, John was always made me laugh, and it was a great time out canvassing. And he always got canvassing wrong, because he basically thought he could read people's minds, and we called it being Whitmaned. Basically, next time we went around, they supported someone else, so that was that. But he kept his sense of humour till the end. At his funeral, he requested 2 songs, Johnny Be Good, and his last song was Down Down by Status Quo. So it always good. But he was always dapper and very smart, and he's very proud of being in the Royal Green Jackets with his medals. And he always turned out very smartly at Remembrance Sunday. And, you know, he just had standards. And his son wore his jacket and his medals at his funeral with great pride. And basically, I'd like to salute John for his service to his country, service to his community, and service to his family. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Guest.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and congratulations on your appointment. I worked with John Whitman since 2005. In the borough elections of 2007, that was the first time we stood together on a slate in Chaldon and Warners End ward. Before, during and after that election campaign, we knocked on doors, took photos and engaged with residents together as part of a team. It seemed that half the ward, half of Warners End knew John, many from the top of the world where he was a regular, and his family lived, of whom there were many, quite a few of those lived in the wards too, and on election day, some of Clan Whitman would help the team. John would forever tell us how cheap the steak in the top of the world was. John served with me on the Development Management Committee, or as it was called then, the Development Control Committee. His experience in the construction industry, he brought that to bear on the committee. John loved being a councillor and he wanted to continue, but sadly his health deteriorated and he took the difficult decision to step down in 2019. His successor for his seat was Councillor Nigel Darrant, who's with us today. And before the election in which John stepped down, we put out an in touch leaflet with a photo of John and Nigel Darrant shaking hands together, John metaphorically, symbolically passing on the baton, of course, outside the top of the world. When John sadly passed away this year, his wake had to be at the top of the world. John, you will be missed. And whenever I'm in the top of the world with Graham Elliott and Nigel Darrant, I will think of you.
Thank you. Councillor Symington.
Yes, thank you very much. As many of you know, most of the Liberal Democrat group have been elected since 2019 and therefore did not get the opportunity to meet John. It sounds like an amazing character. I'm sorry not to have overlapped with him, but as someone who clearly served his community incredibly well for 12 years, I would, on behalf of the Liberal Democrat group, like to offer great thanks to him for that service to Decorum, and also our condolences to his family. Thank you.
Thank you. I would now ask you all to stand while we hold a 1 minute silence. Thank you. Please be seated. I will now receive official announcements by the Chief Executive, Darren Welsh.
The Hertfordshire County Council election was held on Thursday the 1st of May 2025. I can confirm there was a 31% turnout across Hertfordshire. The full results for the Decorum area can be found on our website.
Thank you. We now move to agenda item 7, and I pass to the Leader of the Council, Sally Symington, to introduce the appointment of Deputy Leader, members of the Cabinet and their respective portfolios, and the committee membership for 2025 to 2026.
Thank you. The full committee membership has been circulated to members. I confirm that Councillor Simi Diani will continue as Deputy Leader and the Cabinet remains as appointed at the last meeting of the Council.
Can we confirm that that's agreed?
Agreed.
Thank you. We now move to agenda item 8, and I will again pass to Councillor Sally Symington to introduce the appointment of representatives on outside organisations.
Thank you. The full appointment to outside organisations will come to the next council meeting, the full council meeting in July. In the meantime, I have circulated the list to the other group leaders and they will be shared with the independents. So I really welcome if those who wish to be appointed can come forward. There are some really fantastic organisations to get involved with, many community centres and ones in your local area, which I'm sure you will step forward for. But I just wanted to make special mention of a few that I think appear to have had vacancies in the past, which I think it would be great and would really welcome participation from members of the group. One of which I have a particular interest in myself is Community Action Decorum, and I need to declare an interest as a trustee, but there is space for 2 representatives there. CPRE, the Council for the Protection of Rural England, I think is really relevant to what's going on at the moment with the pressures on the Greenbelt. The Decorum Community Trust, which does fantastic work. Relate, a really important organisation, and the Citizens Advice Bureau. Now, I've just picked out a few where I know there are vacancies. If I've left out one of your organisations, I'm sorry, but I please encourage everybody to come forward and make those connections between the council and our outside organisations. The 2 that I do want to confirm at this meeting so that we can move forward are appointments to the Chiltern Area of Outstanding Natural Beauty, the Conservation Board, Councillor Adrian England, and the Leverstock Green Village Association, Councillors Jonathan Gale and Councillors McAreevy. Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes the business of this evening. Can I please ask members of the Licensing and Health and Safety Enforcement Committee to remain in the council chamber to agree membership of the subcommittee. I now declare the meeting closed and invite